Here we go with part 2 of episode 38 of 84 Feet with Cady and Cap. We're back after, about a 2-week break for Christmas and holiday tournaments and the sort. Cap, I know, I'll ask you quick. Since we last talked, had a bit of a stumble at home against Columbia, but then turned things around. The Downtown Classic in Utica after Christmas with a couple of dubs out there. How's the squad doing? How they feeling? How they looking?
Good. Columbia game was fun. It was the first game we could really compete in against somebody and actually compete and not have to kind of pull back. So I think a little bit of that was being a little bit overzealous, wanting to really compete. So we fouled way too much. In Columbia, credit to them, making 29 of you girls and the girls that are come on, they can see, but 28 of 29 foul shots. And the only foul shot they missed was the first one they took. So, and they made 28 straight. So that was obviously a huge part. But we had a lead up until the last minute of the game, basically the entire game, and lost it at the end. But it was good for our girls to be able to compete because they haven't been able to. So. And then Utica was good. CVA is a pretty solid team, have some good players. And then we had to play Sunday. Sunday was just kind of a game, kind of walk-through game more than anything. But then we went into a break, a couple days off for the kids. We haven't had any days off since we've started, and then we're back at it today. So,
okay. And then Columbia, obviously a good prep for what you got ahead of you this coming weekend. But we won't discuss that because they're yet to come, and I don't want to jinx anything, so we'll see. But I will see you Sunday, since I'm announcing now both games of that Academy doubleheader, from what I understand.
For sure, that'll be fun. It's a good thing to get to be able to play at a college campus like that for the girls, and being on a bigger court, also with 10 more feet added. It's always good for us. So,
yeah, and so in case you didn't catch me and Jeff Miller talking about in part 1 of the show. Friday night, it's a light schedule, so if you're not at this game, honestly, aside from me, because I have obligational duties announcing Johnstown High, if you're not at the game, I'm going to judge you. Academy's playing at Shaker. Just putting that out there. And then Sunday at Siena Academy, the girls will play Holy Names at 1, followed by the boys playing CBA at 3.
Yep.
So it's a pretty light schedule all in all this weekend, and to have your squad playing what I think are the 2 premier games of the weekend, that says something. So I want to see some cameras of multiple varieties and some notepads and pencils, and I'll just leave it at that. That being said, this is an interview I've been trying to hammer down for a month between me being sick and the holidays and this, that, and the other thing. Just a mess. But we got it. A pair of rising sophomores in the ranks of the Wasser League, which is always a very interesting conference to tap into. Mm-hmm. And this is definitely a school that's going to be competing in the end. They are in Class D. They're going to be right in the mix of things with Northville come sectionals time. The Saints of Saratoga Central Catholic, as it's properly named. Y'all probably know it as Spa Catholic because we're all lazy. Sophia Ryan. Welcome to the program. How are you ladies doing today?
Good. I'm good.
Now, what's interesting is we got one young lady clearly at home, Christmas decorations still up. The other is braided out and clearly not at home. So, Sophia, for the crowd, for the audience, where the hell are you?
I'm in our locker room, so I didn't know where else to go. So it's quiet in here and stuff.
Quiet's good. Quiet's good.
Yeah,
I like quiet. That I think that's actually. This is gonna sound really weird, and Cap, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. I think one of the best times in a gym is if you're the first game and you walk in, or the only game, and you walk in like an hour early before there's anybody else in the gym. There's no refs, there's no fans, there's no administrators. It's just you and an empty gym. I'm weird like that. I don't know. Cap, you probably don't agree with me. You prefer it packed and loud.
Yeah, it's weird when you first get there and no one else is there. You're like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? But
Test the echo chamber in the gym.
yeah.
First things first, just want to focus in on just in general basketball being a part of your lives. I'll start with Addison on this. I know you've gone through some other sports, but what introduced you? Like, was there someone specific that introduced you to basketball? Was it something maybe you caught on TV and you just kind of fell in love with it? Where did your admiration of the sport start?
I started just by playing CYO for my elementary school, St. Mary's. And then I had one coach, Jim Norton, and he was just an amazing coach. And I played with a lot of good friends, and all the girls on that team I'm still friends with to the day. And and then I started playing AAU with the Havoc, and I don't know, I just kept playing, and I just loved it even more. It just started.
And then Sophia, how did this all begin for you? Is it kind of a similar story to Addison?
Yeah, like my whole family plays basketball, honestly, but my mom is like, she played professionally, so she played college, and she's been my coach, so started young, and then so kind of my family, but yeah.
Now, the side of things that like everyone doesn't see, but obviously you guys at a private high school, sometimes academic stuff can get kind of rigorous with the classes you're able to take and everything. And Addison, you can go first on this, but how do you stay focused on your academics like during your sports season? I know it can get kind of difficult getting home at certain times, and you guys have some travel that you have to do being in the league that you're in, but what's one thing that you try to do to kind of keep yourself focused on academics?
I set like myself a schedule. So if I know I have like a test or project coming up that week, like all the free time I have that week, I'm dedicating it towards that. Like even if it's in the car on the way to practice, I'm trying to get it done. Or like after, say we have 10 minutes at the end of class, I'm spending it like working on that stuff.
Then Sophia, anything like different than that other than just kind of prioritizing anything that you do to make sure that you like stay caught up on everything?
Yeah, like time management, and then like asking our teachers too, because they're helpful. Like if you miss something, or they'll like help you to catch up too. So
That's good.
So as somebody who graduated from CBA, won't tell you when because then they'll give away how old I am. I understand in a way the whole smaller school, typically kids playing 2 to 3 sports, also a high focus on the academics kind of setting that you are in as a part of Saratoga Central Catholic. I'll go to Sophia on this one specifically because, smaller school, small enrollment. Get into the other sports that you play in. I'd assume because your mother, basketball is number one, but I mean, generally speaking, how do we feel about those other sports that you're participating in?
Yeah, so I played softball like when I was younger, but last year I was being asked to play, so I was just like, I'll just do it. And it was fun a lot, but just picking up stuff, like I just picked up soccer this year too, which is my first time really ever playing. So, but I just like want to help our school out because, like numbers really is what it is. Like we need people to play. Same thing for our sport. Like people help us out play. So, yeah.
And Addie, I know you played a couple of sports when you were younger. What's led to you putting all that focus, putting all your eggs in the basket, and focusing on basketball in the end?
I love the sport. No other sport I've taken to like basketball. And then it's just like the community. I love all the girls that are on my school team and on my AAU team. And it just ranks the highest for me.
Now, how big is your school? Like you guys are sophomores, both of you, but like what's your class size right now? Like boys to girls?
We have about 32.
Okay. Is that just girls or that's boys and girls
That's
together? Combined. Okay. That's small, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Super small.
Now, what is it like in terms of the community of everything, like, and being at a school that small? Like, do you guys get the support of the boys team and then you support them back, or is it kind of like, does it end up one-sided where you go to their games and they don't watch you, or like, what's that support like?
We definitely go to their games a lot. A couple of them will come to our games. But there's other people in our school that'll come to our games that are on the boys team or just like friends that we have.
A lot of the
Yeah.
JV boys come to our games. We have more.
Yeah,
we have
that's
lots more
true.
for the JV team.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's because we're like younger, so like the people
Yeah,
we're friends with are like on the JV.
All right, so I have to ask one thing specifically because I'm going to give full disclosure. I had two different ends of the spectrum in prepping for this show. Addison Whitbeck, Addie, it was like trying to find government secrets for you. We're trying to prep. Sophia Ryan, there's a specific person that helped me in prepping for you. Name is Joe Schaefer. Shout out, Joe. What up?
Oh yeah.
Because I got the 411 the year in tight with Grace, his daughter. Y'all play every. Let's just call a spade a spade. Is Grace was she like pulling your arm to play soccer and softball, and that's why you played?
In a way, definitely for soccer, for sure. She definitely persuaded me. But yeah.
I didn't know if this was if this was like a hostage situation where Grace was like, "You better play, or we're not going to be friends anymore." I don't know. I had to throw that up. But as far as AAU, Sophia, I know you're playing for Elevate now. I mean, this goofy dude over here with the Mitchell and Ness hat backwards. I mean, I know he wasn't coaching you this past spring, but I mean, he's okay, right?
Yeah.
So who was coaching your squad this past spring?
So Coach Kark was our coach. His daughter played. Yeah.
Okay. And then Addie, you actually had some interesting names on your squad from what I was able to look up. Victoria Fall, who's at Kingston, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And then you also have a pair of girls from Colony on the squad. You had Maddie Klaus and Gianna Lake.
Mhm.
And then Emma Larson from Burnt Hills Ballston Lake on this 2027 squad. What was it like being able to mix and mesh with those other Section 2 players and even players from outside the section that you don't get to see on any kind of regular basis except for during AAU season?
It's good to see because, well, all the Section 2 girls, we all like end up commingling in some of the games. So we get to see each other. But then Tori in Kingston, she's obviously not Section 2. So it's different seeing girls from like so far, and then you can come together and play together.
All right, now I'm going to go on some kind of performances. Obviously, basketball is a team sport, but like performance goals and everything like that. Obviously, Sophia, you've had a really good game this year, and I think you had a few really good games last year. But when you're in that moment of the games and you're scoring, whether it be like 20, 30, at what point do you like shoot the ball and you're like, hey, everything's going in at this point? Like, do you like what kind of feeling do you get? Like either in your own head or like, do you even pay attention to that stuff as you're playing?
Yeah, I think like when I'm in the moment, I just don't even think about it. And that's like when I'm playing my best is when I'm just like kind of doing it and not thinking so much. But the games where I struggle more is where I'm like in my head. So I think like when I'm playing my best and at like my peak is when I'm just like doing like not overthinking it, just like kind of in the moment stuff. But yeah.
Sure. And like the mental. And then Addison, in terms of you, like anything that you do like to prepare yourself for like games, I guess, like as any kind of music that you listen to, anything like that will get that you kind of get yourself prepared.
I listen to a lot of Travis Scott, and I don't know, his music just really gets me going. I don't know. I do the playlist for us warm up, so there's a lot of that on there, and then
Oh, yeah.
Drake, so we have a couple of those, but
And you
I don't know.
approve of that, Sophia? You approve of that pregame music currently?
I normally wear my headphones for the game. I listen
She
to like
does.
calming music. I can't. I listen to like Lauryn Hill, like calm. I can't with all that. But once warm ups start, I have to like listen to it because we're doing layup lines.
Right.
But yeah.
That's what Brian listens to country music before the game starts. So.
Oh my god.
Hold up. Time out. I was trying to find your AAU roster, Sophia, so pardon me being on the phone, but hold on. Lauryn Hill? What do you know about Lauryn Hill?
Yeah, I listened to her album. Like that's my favorite album. The one album that she has. Really.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
Can you look up how old that album is? I'm curious.
1998, I think it is.
Wow, you just know it right off the top of your head, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm a Lauryn Hill fan and a Fugees fan, so.
Nice.
So that means you're listening to music that's. Hold on, I'm doing the math in my head. So you're what, 16 right now, right?
15, yeah. I'm about to be 16 in a couple months.
Yeah, we'll call it 16. All right, so it was 9. It was over a decade. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, just making sure. I'm just doing the math in my head. It came out over a decade before you were born. Got it. All right, here we go. Damn, girl. So your AU squad: Birmingham, Haldeman, Luskin, Addie Thornton, Christina Williams. All right. I mean, that's a talented group to try to mix in with there. Like how are you able to make it work and allow yourself to? I mean, obviously, you want to get the dubs and the trophies and all that, but
Yeah.
it's also about exposure in the end. Putting yourself out there, especially in the observation periods for NCAA. How did you try to make yourself stand out, whether it be an offensive or a defensive way?
Yeah, like obviously my role changes because I'm not taking as many shots, but it's still like assisting, playing good defense, hustle that like can make you stand out too, obviously. And playing with good group like helps me too to just like play better in general, I think.
And then Addie, I wanted to ask you this specifically because we kind of touched on this, but to me it's a very interesting dynamic where you guys are because there's obviously Saratoga Springs High School is ginormous by standards. And but it's not like on the main thoroughfare. You got to kind of go off on a side road a little bit and you're there. You guys are in the middle of like the main strip, or one of the main strips, I should say, of Saratoga Springs, and you're just this little old church-looking building. Like, y'all just mentioned a class size of what, 32, 36 for your sophomore class? Like, I mean, big city, small school. Like,
Yeah.
how does that dynamic play out for you as far as not necessarily just your classmates, but like the whole feel within the school of, school spirit and the way that, you connect with those teachers and those administrators? What is that like?
I think our school's very, like, I've been going there since the 6th grade because it's 6 through 12. And by the time you, like, get to the age where I'm at now, like, all the teachers, they've seen you grow up. And it's not even like they're your teachers anymore. It's kind of like family at that point. Like, you've grown up with them. You've seen their kids grow up. It's all, like, it's very tight. And then we do these, like, events during the school year. And, like, Hoops for Hope, definitely a lot of school spirit there. And then Spirit Day.
Mm-hmm.
What now, in terms of you guys being in Saratoga, what is it like? And do you both live within the city limits of Saratoga?
Yeah, I do. Addie lives in Boston Spa, right?
Yeah, I live in Boston.
Yeah.
So you're close enough too. But what is it like being up there, like during the track season? Like, what's the difference, like having to wait when you guys go to Starbucks and having a 5-minute wait versus like maybe a 45-minute wait?
Yeah, the traffic is so bad. Like you can't even drive anywhere during the hours of the racetrack.
It
But
gets really backed up behind Congress Park.
in stores too, and in the fast food restaurants, you gotta wait longer in the lines. Like, yeah.
Nah, listen, I'll throw in another curveball. Because of the main strip you are on, out of the ones you could be on in Saratoga Springs, I don't even want to imagine SPAC season. Forget the track. The
That's
track's
it.
coming in a little sort of different portion of Saratoga Springs. The track, like the road y'all are on, is literally like a half mile away from the state park, which is where
Yeah.
SPAC is.
Mhm.
Like that is wild.
Yeah, Dave Matthews
Yeah.
Band like weekend gets nuts.
Yeah.
They closed down a part of Broadway. I think it was early June last year, and it that was when SPAC was first opening, and we had to all prepare a different way to get to school that day.
Oh yeah, I
And-
remember that.
Yeah, Miss Selleck was our teacher was talking about it, preparing us getting a new way to school. She's like, you have to be here, but this road's gonna be closed, so everybody has to make plans.
Yeah.
Jeez, good Lord. Now with basketball stuff for both of you guys and how your team is so far this year, how do you feel like things have started, to start this 2024 season?
Yeah, like we have a really new squad this year because we had two graduating last year and then like a couple transferred out, like some more experienced players. So, me and Addie obviously we're the only two that really play outside of school. And we have like half our team's probably first time players.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle sometimes, but they're getting the hang of it. And so
We're
just working
definitely
with what we have.
Yeah.
I think we're thankful to even have as many girls as we have, because even a couple months ago we were still wondering if we were going to have enough to even form a
Sure.
bench. So
Yeah, it wasn't looking good there in the beginning, but the school came through and everybody started signing up all of a sudden. So that was
yeah,
And then what kind of team are you? Have you guys been? Is it like a super serious group, or are you guys kind of silly and like able to joke with each other? Or is everyone like really, really serious?
I think coach cuts out the laughing. It's more of
Yeah.
just sometimes we have to take a step back and do like basic things
Yep.
with like triple threats, passing, layups,
Pivot.
like stuff like that. So it's hard for us to get that competitive drills, like competitive nature.
Sure.
But we're trying our best. And again, as the season passes, drills that we've done more often, it can be flowing better and become better.
You can definitely see every practice we do 3-man weave, 2-on-1 back, and that type of stuff. And you can definitely see everybody getting more comfortable as the season's gone on, even just that simple drill. It's gotten a lot easier and more fluid.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut the crap and get to the real question that has to be asked here. Sophia, is it difficult for you at all to ride the fine line between daughter and player?
Sometimes, yeah. I think Addie knows too, because me and my mom sometimes are but I think basketball, I respect her as a coach and a player. She's a great player too. So I try my best, but I don't know. I think it kind of just goes to coach mode. When she's in coach mode, then I just have to respect the boundary, obviously. But she pushes me harder too, I think, because of the
Yeah.
fact that I'm her daughter. So
Then Addie, what's it like to witness that relationship and just as somebody from the outside looking in a way,
Well,
it's
obviously,
sometimes.
like Sophia said, they do sometimes butt heads a little bit, but I think they both have it worked out where sometimes they'll start, I don't know, talking like mom and daughter, and then all of a sudden one of them will be like, no, we're in the game, we gotta lock in. And so we see it, but I don't really notice the fact I don't notice that it's a mother-daughter relationship really, other than coach and player.
I
I'm also probably too used to it because I see you guys all the time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask these questions, Brian. This is completely off, but I found 5 really good questions to ask. So, Addison, you go first. Sophia, you go second. They're not anything crazy, but Brian has more questions later. But so I'll go 1 through 5. But all right, Addison. So, would you rather be the star of a bad team or an average player of an elite team?
I'd rather be an average player of an elite team.
Would you rather win the MVP award or a team championship?
Team championship.
Would you rather watch a regular season game courtside or a high like an actual playoff game from like the bleachers? So would you rather be in the game or would you rather be watching the game?
Probably in the game.
And then would you rather ensure overtime or risk losing and win in regulation? So would you, like, confident wise, would you rather take, like, I guess, would you rather have it go right to overtime if you knew it was going to overtime, or would you have the ball in your hands knowing that you have a chance to win before the game is over?
I'd try to win while the game's still in regular time.
That's good. Awesome. All right, I'll ask Sophia. I'll switch some questions up, but so first two, would you rather be the star of a bad team or an average player on an elite team?
I'd say average on an elite.
Elite. And then would you rather win an MVP award or a team championship?
Like both.
Would you rather be an average player with a good reputation or an elite player with the rumors that you were kind of like for a better word, a pain in the ass?
That's hard. I don't know. I'd say, like, I don't really care about the rumors, so I guess that.
So just I'd rather let everyone know that I'm a pain in the ass. Okay, good. Would you rather have really cool uniforms or a super rundown gym with ugly uniforms?
Wait, say that again?
So would you rather have really cool uniforms?
Yeah.
Like with a rundown. So I'll go all the way through it. So would you rather have really cool uniforms with a rundown stadium or a state of the art stadium with ugly uniforms?
Oh, probably the good stadium. I don't know.
With bad
That's
uniforms.
hard though.
Because everybody, if I know one thing, my girls, like, I don't know, they put their uniforms on and then I don't see them for like 20 minutes. So I'm not really sure what they're doing other than just looking at themselves in the mirror with their uniform on for 20 minutes. You guys don't do that though, right? There's no like there's no TikToking going on before games or anything like that.
There is.
There definitely is.
I don't really do that, but Addie definitely does the TikToks for sure.
Mm-hmm. Me and my teammate, we have one going every year. Grace Schaefer, her and I have a TikTok that we've done every single season. We've been together before every single game.
That's what they're doing then. I'm always wondering, like, where are they? It's been 20 minutes.
Cap. I hate to tell you. With your squad specifically, it's not TikTok. It's Instagram. I hate to tell you.
Instagram. Yeah, I don't know anything about either. So
Instagram, yeah.
Y'all Bears over at the academy are all about the IG and the posing in the bathroom mirrors and all that. Yeah. I'm just letting you know.
Not my thing.
Shockingly for this generation, they're not big TikTokers from what I hear. So I'm just
got it.
Easing your mind a little bit on that end of things. It's not video. There's
got to be something new coming soon. I'm sure that they're all starting to try to get on.
Well, considering TikTok is rumored to become. Never mind. We're not going to go down that road.
No, I know. TikTok's getting banned.
I'm going to leave that one alone. That's for a different kind of show for a different day. There is one thing I did want to bring up, and whoever wants to jump in on this can jump in. So I know you're a Class D school, but you certainly as hell don't play in a Class D conference. You play in the Western League, which is Mechanicville, Tamarack, Greenwich. I know I'm forgetting off the top of my head, Stillwater, who ironically, you're playing on Monday.
Right.
How much do you feel like being in that league against that level of talent? Because we're talking about who many people are calling a Class C favorite in Section 2, a Class B favorite in Section 2. Stillwater, who certainly is not going to be a pushover in Class C, and Tamarack, who can hold their own. You know, they got Caleb Bedoin, they got some pieces around her. Like, there's not a game that y'all could ever take off in that conference. How much do you feel like being in that kind of league is going to help you prepare you down the road for when you do get into sectionals in late February, early March, and have that opportunity to potentially knock off Northville and go after that Class D sectional title?
Yeah. So like the teams that were playing in sectionals are obviously in the Adirondack League, I believe. I don't know what it's called.
think so,
Most
yeah.
of them. So they're definitely playing like lower level schools or schools that are, more their level. But I think like us and for our girls too, like our less experienced girls, like playing against that competition, I think it'll feel not easier, but in a way it'll feel like, oh, we can compete with this because we're so used to playing the Greenwiches, Stillwaters, like you said, Mechanicsville, obviously.
And
So.
you can see it when we go from playing schools like Tamarack, Stillwater, Mechanical Greenwich, and then when we play some of the smaller schools like Cambridge or Berlin
Right.
and Warrensburg, like we're able to compete with them more, and it's more like it's a tight game. It's almost more competitive in a way because we're able to play the way we can kind of control the tempo.
Yeah.
Because everyone you're playing for the most part is a B or a C. You guys don't really have teams that are. I think you maybe have one or two Ds total in your league, but
yeah,
which is always good. But you want to challenge yourself. You guys just played Greenwich, like right before the holiday and everything like that.
yeah.
We've seen them play and everything like that. What was the difference with them? Like just a matter of the amount of kids that they have versus what you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously like, it kind of reminds me of school that I would play like when I was at Saratoga. They're like, obviously they had a lot of good players who all play travel, etc. So
Yep.
it's just like seeing that versus us, which we're still kind of growing, but we kind of knew coming in like this team has a lot of good players and they all have been playing together for a long time as well.
That's another thing. Their programs are more concrete. So all the players, they've been playing together for many years, where our team is changing every single year. We never know if we're going to have these people, if we're getting transfers, like anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And your Stillwater game Monday, like obviously you don't have to get into like plans and stuff. That's going to be a big game for you guys. And then obviously you play, I think, Thursday against Tamarack. So that like this will be a good week for you guys to kind of see where you are. Are you guys excited for those games, knowing those are upcoming, or are you kind of like do you guys get nervous before you play teams like that?
Yeah, I think I get nervous for like every game a little bit.
That's what
I'm not too much intimidated by these teams. Like I think if we just come out with intensity, like I believe that we can compete with any team, but we just have like all of our players obviously that aren't as experienced just need us, like play with intensity and confidence. Cause I think a lot of our other players get like nervous, like really nervous before playing big teams, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I know a lot of our newer girls, they get really nervous I know before Greenwich, a lot of them were really nervous, and I have a feeling Stillwater is going to be the same thing. But I think we can obviously compete with any team we play, but we all have to stay composed. That's another thing. We often get really like not nervous, but like scatterbrained.
Sure.
And we gotta.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like we've played them all. Like I know what to expect more this year. Like last year when people are like, "Oh, we're playing Stillwater, we're playing Greenwich," I really didn't know much about it. But I think like now that I know, kind of been in that experience before, and now I know kind of what it's going to be like already. So, yeah.
Look, let's be real. Let's stop being humble and everything. Sophia Ryan wants to walk up to the face of Addison Thornton and drop 25 and 8 in her eye and just be like, Saints are here. Now what? I'm just Like, wouldn't that be nice? You just walk up to Addison and be like, "Good game. I'll take home the dub. I got this." Like, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, for sure. Especially since we're teammates. Yeah.
all right. So Cap gave you a series of questions. Now I'm going to give you a series of questions to wrap up the interview. I call them life's most important questions. They're not, though. I swear they're not. I'm not going to ask you like an AP bio level question. This is straight up just stupid stuff, but I ask it just to get a kick out of myself. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. First things first. This one's only for Sophia. Let's just eliminate Addison. Let's eliminate Addie from the equation because she's the one that puts together your pregame playlist. Aside from her, who's the one person you would trust with the aux cord and the one person you would not trust with the aux cord?
Okay. So I think I would trust like Grace or Eva. Eva's like has good music taste. Grace, we kind of listen to the same music. Someone I wouldn't trust. Oh God, I don't. Maybe like I don't know. There's like a couple girls that I'm like I don't even know what kind of music they listen to. I feel like Emma, Maggie, Hannah. Like I don't know what kind of music they listen to. So I
What
would.
about
I feel
Coach?
like I wouldn't
Would you get
trust them.
Coach? Would Coach be able to have the aux cord or no?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I don't know what Coach Hannah listens to, but I know what my mom listens to. It's like kind of the same.
Addie, I'll let you answer the negative end of that question because you obviously fill in the positive end of it because you're in charge. But who would you not want touching the aux cord at all?
Probably the same what she says. There's
Yeah.
two girls that are newer to the team this year. I have no idea what they listen to. I asked them what they wanted on the playlist and they never like responded. So
Yeah.
I would have no idea what they would play.
Isn't
Right.
that, and I'm not trying to put them on blast, but isn't that annoying? Like you have a chat purposely for the
Right.
auspices of having everybody's opinions felt,
Yeah.
and then there's always those two people that just it's like it's like all the notifications are on silent and they just don't even pay attention. Like,
Well, that's
Yeah.
more songs for us, so like whatever.
I know
Right.
more of on
Or
like,
Lauren Hill.
true. Cap, is there anybody like that in the group chat?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. I figured that. I could actually probably figure out who, but I'm not gonna blow anyone up. All right. When it comes to energy drinks, Team Gatorade, Team Powerade, or is there something different in the market I'm not aware about?
Celsius and Alani.
Celsius.
I have heard somebody say Celsius recently. Okay, all right. Addie, where we at?
I like the Alanis. The Celsiuses make me really jittery, but they're good.
Yeah,
But
same.
they make me
All right, y'all gotta explain Alani. What the hell is this?
It's
like-
so good.
It's like another type of Celsius, but it's a different brand obviously, but
How do you
I think they're supposed to be better for you. And
ALANI?
ALANI, yeah.
They
Alani
just
New.
they taste better than Celsius too.
Alani
Yeah, they
Nutrition. Interesting. Alani Nutrition. I'm about to look into this. Where do you guys find it? Like, is it just a
Price
normal?
Chopper, Amazon, Walmart.
They have them
Okay.
at Cumberland Farms.
Oh yeah, gas
They have
stations.
protein shakes. Interesting.
They have a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. They have like protein powder, like energy, like candy, like pre-workout.
Huh. Cap might have something to look into. Just
No way,
say,
I'm not taking those. Last time I took a 5-hour energy, I could have ran to Maryland. It was bad.
this don't sound like this. I mean,
Yeah, I got like super nervous. My heart was pounding.
Nah.
I can't have that.
that's how I am with Red Bull. I can't do Red Bull
Yeah. And Red Bull's nasty.
unless you mix the Red Bull with something that I'm not allowed to mention on this program because we have minors on right now. Yeah, I can't do Red Bull alone. I can't. Monster, Red Bull, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, just can't. Team iPhone or I already know who one person's gonna say. Team iPhone or Team Android?
iPhone.
iPhone.
Okay, good. Does the green bubble bother you when you see it?
Not anymore, cause the new update, cause we get to see if they read our texts and stuff.
Yes,
So it doesn't
I
matter.
like that. My parents both have Androids too.
Yeah,
So now I can
same.
actually see if they're opening my text or not.
Yeah.
What's weird though now is that when you are texting, like let me try to find like when you click, like I don't know if it's just something I hadn't noticed before or it was part of the new update. When you click to type, it'll actually tell you already if you're about to send it as an iMessage
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
That was the new update, I think. Cause
Okay.
cause I just remember seeing it one day.
Me and the girls are nerding out in caps like I really couldn't care less. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes or no?
No,
Nah.
Very
because
good.
a sandwich has separate pieces of bread. A hot dog has one. It's just shaped weird.
Cap, are you gonna try to argue like you do sometimes, or you just gonna like
Nope.
okay. Sometimes I like to bring up how sub sandwiches are usually one piece, but I'm let
Good.
that go. Where was I gonna go? I lost my spot. Oh, favorite opponent to face. You can make this a person or a team, but who's your favorite opponent to face?
Oh, okay. I like facing Addie, do you know? I mean, I like facing teams that we're like even with. So like
I like
Cambridge. Yeah, what's that other team? Waterford.
At Warford Half
Teams
Moon.
that were like
Warrensburg was good last year.
yeah.
I like Cambridge. Cambridge is probably my favorite team to play.
Okay. Now I know y'all play AAU, so your off season is very limited. But when you are in some kind of off season, especially Sophia, because Sophia plays 3 sports. Oh, excuse me. Favorite cheat meal.
Eat meal? Ooh, McDonald's.
I can't think of mine. Probably Chipotle. I love
But I
Chipotle.
still eat it like in season.
All right. Is there a specific order for McDonald's or just whatever?
I get like chicken nuggets, cheeseburger, French fries, and a frozen Coca-Cola.
A frozen Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
They
And
do-
oh my god, I just tried their cookies. They're so good. Like they're like hot.
I didn't even know they
cookies.
sold cookies, and then everybody's getting the McDonald's cookies. I'm like, where did
Yeah.
these come from?
Yeah.
That's not
So
the news.
good.
They've had cookies forever. That's not the news here. Since when did they have frozen Coca-Colas?
Since I don't know, I've been getting it for like a year now.
Is this news to you, Cap?
Oh, it's so good.
I
Well,
don't
they
know.
have
It's
the other
like
frozen
the
stuff.
slushy kind of machine sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew Burger King had that. I didn't know McDonald's had that. That blows my mind. Chipotle. Are we going? I'm assuming burrito bowl because that's just yeah. Nobody's picking up to try to get a quesadilla or a burrito from there. That was rude. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Burrito bowl. What are we? Barbacoa, chicken, carnitas.
I like the chicken.
Okay.
I used to get steak, but I switched to chicken.
Okay. What like any salsa, corn, white or brown rice? Where are we going?
I love the corn salsa. That's my favorite part of the whole bowl is that corn salsa. It's so good.
Okay. Do you try doing that vinaigrette hack that I've seen going around?
I tried it because one of my best friends love it, and then it wasn't my cup of tea.
It's too much. To me, it's just too much work. Let them do all the work. So all you gotta do is you need it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I'm enough. I'm weird enough where I'm not even big on getting sauces on the side of my nugs if I get nugs. Like
You don't use sauce on your
Yeah,
chicken
that's criminal if you don't use sauce.
no. Well,
What?
I'll say this. First of all, BK nugs go right in the garbage can. Don't even look at them. No, I don't look at them. I don't even think about ordering them. BK nugs are awful. Garbage. McDonald's nugs.
Okay.
Me, you gotta do those with
Sweet and sour.
There's
Sweet and sour.
all right. That's one. The only other option you got there is honey mustard. Like
Yeah, same.
the barbecue is too sweet there. The ranch is eh. and I'm just not a spice guy.
So you tried all the sauces from McDonald's.
You've seen the size of me. I guess I've tried all the sauces. All right, damn. I know I've lost weight, but I'm still a big guy. I'm willing to admit it. Wendy's.
Your sweet and sour does not taste right. I don't
No,
know.
no.
There's a Wendy's right next to our school.
Yeah, there's a Wendy's literally on the same block as us.
Wendy's, I will go ranch because their ranch actually tastes all right. But otherwise, like, yeah. As far as those three, McDonald's, they have the sauce game down. But if you go
Chick-fil-A
beyond
has
this,
good sauces.
who's that?
Oh,
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
I'm about to really expose myself. I have not been to a Chick-fil-A
Ever?
ever.
Nah, look, Clifton Park got one now.
Yeah,
I live in Amsterdam. I'm in the middle of nowhere compared to Chick-fil-A locations.
that's true.
There's one.
I don't know where that is.
There's one in the airport. There's one
Yeah,
in
there is.
Bush. There's one in
Clifton.
Clifton Park. You said right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're opening one in Albany pretty soon.
It's open.
Wolf Road. Was it Wolf Road? I think.
There's one by the Armory where it used to be the Armory, like the Armory car place in Albany.
Oh, Central Avenue. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Right near like Westgate Plaza. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Like out here. Like, don't get me
Yeah,
started.
there's not much in Amsterdam.
Don't get me started about food in Amsterdam. You're gonna make me have the itch. All right. I need to move on. I need to stop talking about food. All right. Last question. You are on a deserted island, and you can pick two people to help you get off that island and back into civilization. It has to be two people that you know. So you're not getting to pick like Abraham Lincoln. No.
All right.
Two people you know to help you get off that island.
No, I got to think about that for a minute.
I know. Shoot.
Family members are allowed.
Who?
Wait, what's allowed?
Family members are
Family
allowed
members.
this question.
Family members? Bro.
Probably like my
Um,
uncle. And he's resourceful. I don't know. I feel like he'd.
Yeah, but your uncle and your dad, I would say for you, because they're like make boats.
Oh, shoot. They work on boats.
I'd probably pick one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pick
I
them.
think Sophia
Actually.
just picked the easy answer for Addie. There we go. All right.
Well, I can pick that for me too, because I know them both.
Yeah,
Good.
you know them both.
I mean, sure, you're in a class of 36. Yeah, I hope you know them. Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Any last words, Mr. Capitula, before we close things out with these two young ladies?
I just looked at it's funny. I looked at the schedule. I might make a journey up to Saratoga on Monday to watch that game now. So thanks for
I
letting me
think
know.
it's at
that.
what, like 6?
6
Yeah,
o'clock.
I'd say Stillwater Spa Catholic is one of two games that are worthy of must-see labeling that night. The only one I would label would be Burt Knox Westerlo against they're gonna go play Chalmont in a more random
Yeah.
conference
That's
game.
an odd matchup.
Nah, we got that for sure.
I'll say this.
I think ours.
Oh, I would definitely label yours a game of the night, but I'm just saying BKW is not your typical Class C team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, now that I've digressed, Sophia Ryan, Addie Whitbeck, sophomores for the Saints of Saratoga Central Catholic, aka Spa Catholic, whatever you want to call it, the little church on Main Street. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Main Street, Broadway, whatever the hell it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will admit though, I have been in that gym though recently because y'all got a semi-pro team playing home games there.
Yeah,
Yes,
we do.
there's
There's one on Sunday night.
I filled in covering a game last month, and I think I'm doing one or two more there over the next couple months because they play through their last home game is the 23rd of February from what I'm seeing. So, yeah, that'll be I like the gym. It also helps that I like Mirsky, so I like being there once in a while. So that's all good too. By the way, is like every coach related or married to another coach in that school?
It seems like it.
Wait,
He's married to Abby. Abby's dad coaches there too. Like,
yeah, there are softball coaches. Yeah.
just that's just it's interesting. I'll put it that way. Anyways, Miss Ryan, Miss Whitbeck, thank you all for coming on. Definitely appreciate it. And yeah, let's don't be strangers. We'll definitely have you back on down the road. All right.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, girls.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
That Addie Whitbeck, Sophia Ryan from Spa Catholic, Saratoga Central Catholic, the Saints. I stand by it. Like, as much as I respect the hell out of Haley Monroe and Coach Zulo in Northville, look out for SEC come sectional time, man. Because, like I mentioned in the interview, they play a schedule that is not for the weak of heart, man. And they're competing. They're not just rolling over playing dead. Like they're putting quality efforts into every game, and they're not just rolling over for teams. They're gonna be somebody like people are gonna come sectional time. People are gonna look and be like, how the hell is it like roughly 500 team, the 2 seed in D's? It's more than meets the eye, my friends. Just keep that in mind when D brackets come out.
It's when you have scorers too. My ice machine's going nuts right now, by the way. It's the best thing ever, the Nugget ice machine, but it just randomly tries to suck water up whenever it wants, and it makes this loud noise. So it's not that far away, but so I apologize if you can hear that. But anytime you have a scorer that can kind of just score 40 or 30 and still do it, because she gets a lot of double teams and she gets a lot of box and ones and everything like that, and can still score. But I think Monday's matchup would be fun to watch, her and Addie Thornton going at it, who I'm going to have the luxury of coaching both of them this summer. So that'll be a fun. Those two kind of are the next 10th grade group that's coming up through to kind of watch. The both are just talented kids. So, and they both like basketball really a lot. So that's the hardest part to find sometimes, is kids that are good at basketball but also really like it. So
yeah, I mean, you got one that's already done college visits and gotten a D3 offer at Canton, and another that's got a former all-world player from Schenectady and former Plattsburgh State great for a mother, so and a coach. So,
right.
I mean, you can't ask for 2 better prospects than that to fill out your ranks. So,
yeah,
I hear you, man. And they'll get to join. They'll get to join girls that know what you're looking for and what you like. And I'm assuming Liana and Alex will be back. So, and Morgan. So, assuming they're back on your squad for this coming spring, I don't see why that wouldn't be a powerhouse for you, man.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun spring. Get through high school first, though. Like you said, that they can compete with anybody at Class D level. And I mean, even if they lose these next 2 games, which they're just teams that are higher than them, that's how you're gonna look at it. Like, it doesn't hurt them to play teams like this. It'll hurt them to play a D team that they beat or they lose to, but doesn't really hurt them to beat Class B and Class C teams. So
Exactly.
it's good. It's great. It's a great thing to be in. And every game like you said, every game they're in is a dogfight for them. So
yeah. Couple shout outs I want to give here for real quick. First off, Bailey Brisky, friend of the program, reached 1,000 career points since our last program. She achieved it during the December 21st game against Lansingburg. So congrats to her on that. And then my former freshman and sophomore year guidance counselor at Christian Brothers Academy and the former varsity head coach, Dave Domel, got the court at Ned McGraw Gymnasium officially named after him last Friday, December 27th. So an honor, definitely well-deserved. And yeah, so definitely my best wishes to Coach and that whole family, Mick and Dave Jr., who's the AD over at the principal over at Bethlehem High. So yeah, best wishes to the whole Domel family. Of course, Gabby, who's coaching the girls at Mohawk Valley Community College. So yeah, shout out to Bailey, shout out to Coach Domel, and good on them for that stuff. So just a quick thing to bring up before we wrap up, and this is something you brought up to me. So every once in a while you'll see either an AAU program bragging about how players are doing in season, or you might see certain school or certain programs bragging about stat lines put up by certain players in certain games. And do you want to take it from there as far as the line of thinking that you had brought up to me?
Yeah, well, I just brought up. I guess there's not a fine line that you can really do, and some schools have the luxury of having kids in that need to play more than others, and there's other kids that they have a roster of 8 or 9. But I just sometimes when like blowouts, like we had a super blowout on Sunday, so there's really not much we can do. But our leading scorer had like 14 points, and our next leading scorer is a bench player that has a total of 16 points on varsity in her like varsity career. So I guess I just don't know what the right answer is sometimes. And some people like, because there's been a bunch of different posts from different states and stuff too. Some team won, won by 50. Then the college team, Tennessee, broke a record for most threes in a game and won by like 60. And they were celebrating, jumping up and down, celebrating the whole time when they were breaking that record for most threes in a game. So, but I guess as long as it's accepted all the way around, like, and there's not, but then you'll see people post like, how could this happen? What a shame. How you let this happen? Like, I don't know the right thing. The right thing to do is like, at what point do you take players out of games so they don't score anymore? I don't know. Like that would be the conversation. Some people don't like the scores at the end of the game, but like the kids have to still play, and you're trying to do your best to make sure that it goes to the right person. I think it's tough when you see maybe the team's best player or second best player getting some of the bigger number points. I guess that's the only questionable thing. But I'm not going to question coaches and why they do things. But having like someone with 40 points or 35 points in a game and you win by maybe 50 or 60, like maybe you could go about, because you're never trying to beat a team like that at any point. I don't care who you are. Like you're just not. Like they're kids, and they're high school kids that are trying to enjoy their high school careers, and losing by 60 is never easy and not fun. So beating a team by 60 is never fun either. Like I don't have fun when we have games like that. That's not fun, because you feel for the other team and the kids. They're trying just as hard as your kids are. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like, and this is basically what I said to you when we had discussed this briefly. I feel like, just like you said, I feel like it's a weird shade of gray, because I feel like there could be extenuating circumstances for certain situations. I feel like there's some cases where it's at least mildly understandable, but there's other cases where it's like, was that really necessary? So again, I think it just comes down to, and then there's just a case where some coaches just can't help themselves and don't give a damn.
Right.
Like,
yeah, as long as the people that don't like it, like as long as they're all on the same page, and no matter if it's 65 points or 75, like as long as it's across the board, you're not getting mad at certain schools doing it, and if everyone's doing it, but you can't then like react to things when other schools doing it. So
correct.
Like it needs to be across the board. It's a tough, because there's a lot of teams this year. Like, and the girls just said it to us. They had a tough time trying to have a full squad of bench players. So that would have had 6 players at Spa Catholic. That's how it is at some of the smaller public schools right now. Like the bench players that they have on those teams are not basketball kids for the majority of them. They're there because they want to make sure they had a team. So the 8th, 9th, 10th kids sometimes might be their first experience in basketball. So,
and there's even the case for schools where they couldn't even figure it out, like Fonda Fultonville.
Hey, Fonda, not having enough after being in the Class B semifinal and championships, like the last three out of the last 4 years, they've been in the sectionals, first, second, third round or championship game. So
it's wild, but it happens, and I just have no good answer for it. Quite frankly.
No, that's what I don't either. Like it's just something that people need to drop. Then, like if it happens, coaches aren't trying to do it most of the time, but I don't know. Like I saw a post and someone respond back to it. Like what do you want the coaches to respond back? You want them to respond back to you? Like they can't respond back to you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just I don't know. It's something that's like it's something that can be fixed or changed or whatever. It's a fact of life, unfortunately, and there's
Right.
no way to govern it. Like
No, like you can't call the game off. The game can't.
right,
It's just
but, yeah,
it's a
like
tough
there's
situation.
no mercy rule. There's no mercy rule.
No, there's no mercy rule. So
like, it's just like
you can't help it. Like if you schedule your non-league games, it's one thing. If you're scheduling those games and it's happening in non-leagues, but during your league season, you're in a league. Like that's what you're in. You can't really help those games.
like you're getting to a point where like there's only two ways you could ever fix it or adjust it or whatever, and they're both nonsensical because it's this isn't AAU, it's school ball. The only two ways to fix would be a mercy rule of some sort, which I know exists, I think, for high school baseball technically.
Yeah,
but that's baseball, like it's untimed, so it makes sense to have a mercy rule there. Or create a running clock after X amount of time. But
that
again,
happens. That happens in the high schools. There's a few states that have that rule. But again, like you want to lose time, you only play 20 games a year.
right. And in the end, you're only gonna. This might sound weird, but I think it sounds right the way I'm equating in my head. Isn't that going to just take time away from those who would get quality minutes out of it like that?
Yeah, that's why it's a weird discussion to have. Like when I don't know, like there's no right answer. And then how do you let the kids that put all the time, the kids that put all the work in, and are the top 4 or 5 kids that work their butt off and ask for extra reps and things like that. You just have to tell them like, well, you have to sit out the rest of the game, like knowing that you're putting maybe in someone that doesn't work as hard as they do. That's not fair to those kids either. So it's an imperfect thing, and but colleges are fine with it. So, and when you watch high school football, how many high school football scores are 49-0, 52-3? Like, so what are those games? Like, no one really has a problem with high school football games when they see those scores.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's not really any difference. What's the difference? Like, you run the ball every play. Great. Well, there's no pressing. You're in a zone, and you're only taking twos. What's the difference between that and running the ball every play, running the clock out? So,
no, you're right.
Yeah,
I agree. It's just a difficult topic to try and find a solution to because I don't think there is a real solution.
No, there's not a solution. It's just a matter of figuring out like schedules. So
schedules and a level of acceptance, like a mutually agreed upon acceptance, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Right. A mutually agreed upon. That's what it'd be for the public though. Like that's the hardest part is, oh my God, that team beat this team. Well, they're both public schools. So the other school had the same argument as the other team. Like why is there an issue?
Correct.
I don't know. It's just something that popped up even with the college thing was wild. Like they were celebrating, making sure they made every 3 up 65. Like that was crazy. Just to break a record, like great, you broke a record. You beat a team by 65 that you're paying $100,000 to come play you. So I guess that's how you justify it. Like you're getting $100,000 to come play.
Oh yeah. Real quick though, to wrap up, I did want to mention one thing. So being around this sport as much as I have, being around high school sports in general, I get to have the honor and privilege of getting to know certain people and become friends with them. And one of them being Ashley Miller, who formerly of the sports department over at News Channel 13, now works for the North Colony School District. And for those of you who may not have seen the piece that News Channel 13 did on her and her husband, Chris Honorado, who still works at 13, they lost their son, Nash, due to a stillbirth. and they have since decided to start up an organization, a foundation in his name, the Nash Western Honorado Foundation, and something I was aware of. But then when I saw the story on 13, this was about a month ago, and I'll link the story in the YouTube and Spotify description so everyone can see it. It was really well done. Sabrina Dami, who I think is one of the best in our market. She was the one that did all the coverage for the story. I decided to reach out to Coach Shipley over at Shaker and go, hey, I know like this is literally like around the time that they did the pancreatic cancer fundraiser that did over $3,000 in memory of Jayla Jeter's mother. And I was like, hey, like, I don't know if you know the situation, but like, here's the story. Like, is there any chance your squad could do something? And sure enough, because Jamie's amazing, Tuesday, January 14th, Shaker is hosting Bethlehem, and they will be doing a fundraiser that night for the Nash Weston Honorado Foundation Memorial Scholarship Fund.
Very cool.
So as soon as I get the flyer from Coach Shipley, I'll be sure to share that on all the socials for our podcast. But this was always something that a story I knew about personally before the news story ever came out. And the outpouring of support since then has been amazing, and obviously well deserved for two amazing human beings like Chris and Ashley. And so Tuesday the 14th of January, Shaker hosting Bethlehem. If you can, show up, take part in whatever they're doing to help raise funds. And worst case scenario, if you can't make it, just go look up the Nash Weston Honorado Memorial Fund, and do whatever you can do to help raise funds. It all goes towards helping families that are going through similar situations to what Chris and Ashley are going through.
Yep.
And it's got a bunch of different organizations attached to it as well. So, definitely look into that if you can. Hated to end this on a downer, but it's an amazing cause, and I really appreciate Coach Shipley for getting together with Ashley Miller and making this happen. So very, very cool.
Very cool.
That being said, that wraps up episode 38 of 84 Feet with Cady and Cap. Cap, good luck at Shaker. I'll see you at the Holy Names game on Sunday. And we'll reconvene next week. Not going to tease who I'm working on, but I am working on a guest for next week. That's all y'all need to know. Surprise. That all being said, goodbye, everyone.